Hey everyone, I'm Kunaal Bajwa.
And I'm Lance Jordan.
We are two nerds who decided to start a podcast in 2020 due to the pandemic. No topic is necessarily off the table, and we'd like you to join us in hearing our thoughts on various topics, ranging from anime to Zeppelins. We have it all. Here we go. The recording's in progress, so we can go for it.
All right, we're going for it.
Yes.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of They Need a Hobby podcast. As always, Lance Jordan here with my co-host, Kunaal Bajwa. Say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people?
All right, and we also have our first guest of the new year, actually, a good friend of mine, Ahmad Comer. Ahmad, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How are you?
All right, everybody's being direct. All right, so Ahmad, we talked for a while, amongst our friend group about getting you on, and now that you're here, we're gonna have some fun today because we're gonna talk about something that me and you are both passionate about, and that's sneakers, fashion, and just general swag. And so, before we get too far into it, I know Kunaal would like to know, a little bit about your history, your background, and like how you got into, fashion and footwear. So take it away. I know it's a loaded question, but
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I would have to say, sneakers. I really got into sneakers at a very young age. I want to say I was about maybe 9. I want to say 9 or 10 when I got my first pair of Air Jordan 3s. The cement colorway. Oh my God, those things were beautiful. My uncle bought them for me as a late birthday gift. And after that, I just took off with sneakers. I wanted more. After that, people was, they was like, oh, you got the Air Jordan 3s on. Oh my God, these are amazing. And I felt like, some kind of accomplishment. You know how you get the trophy on PlayStation or, like that,
The bragging rights, man.
I felt some kind of way, and I was happy about it. And right there, I thank my uncle. It just took off from there, and I got into fashion right afterwards. I got into fashion when I saw. I would say my inspiration officially didn't come from Kanye West. A lot of people are shocked when I say that. It actually came from. It actually came from Bam Margera, if I'm not saying his name right.
From Jackass, right?
From Jackass, yeah. His show.
Bam.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
From his show, Viva La, whatever I forgot.
Viva La Bam. Viva La Bam.
The show he.
I don't know why I remember that, but I
my fashion kind of came from him because I would see him wearing like skinny jeans and band t-shirts. And like I was like, yo, I like this like, style. And I was like kind of rocking it from middle school to almost high school. Yeah, to high school.
Because I would say, just to interject, when I first met you, I think you were like one of the earlier people, kind of being growing up in, the African American culture, society. It was like, back then we weren't wearing the skinny jeans. We weren't really like the skateboarding group of people. So your style was different. It was like, I saw it getting a lot of people's attention, even way back in high school, with what you were wearing.
Yeah.
Because this is after like the Run DMC era. This is after disco era, obviously. But so this is like sneakers were the ways of like, showing off fashion in this way. So from what I've understood.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, I'm like a total noob in this era. I was the kid that was like, I can wear sneakers and they can help me walk. So that's where I am coming from. It's like that show Insecure, when she talks about it's weird for me being a black girl because I can't dance. It's like weird being a brown guy sometimes because I'm not really good at math. And and I really don't have a great sense of style. I've gotten a lot better with it. And that's part of the reason I wanted to do this episode too, because I was like, my swag like points need to go up. So help me out, man. Like,
yeah. Also, too, a little history. Me and Ahmad did run a podcast maybe like a couple years ago now, We did like 3 episodes, Nation of Sneak Talk podcast.
like that
Unfortunately, I'm good at titles. So
It's true.
we didn't have an Amitha, so shout out to Amitha for helping this podcast. But I think that's where we struggle. But yeah, so that's kind of like how far our love for sneakers goes.
Started from that.
Yeah.
So like I guess I'll also my introduction to you, actually, you have been there pretty much since the start of this podcast, quietly in the scenes, giving us likes, giving us shout outs, giving us like promoting our podcast. And then once I saw you promoted, I was like, who is this kid? He's like, oh, this is my friend Ahmad. And I saw like totally giving us support all the time. We've been trying to get you on the show for a minute. And then I was happy to hear we could do it today. Thank you for that. Thank you for all the support. And
No problem.
I respect your nerdiness because like you posted some stuff about Dance Dance Revolution once, and I was like, fuck yes. Fuck yes. Like, this is amazing. So yeah, like the background for you is also like Toonami era anime. Like what's your jam on that, if you don't mind me asking?
What was I was on Toonami. I was only watching one show actually, and that was Samurai Jack. That was all I was really watching.
That's one of my favorites. I have like one of the comics in the background actually.
I got them all. I got the seasons on DVD. That's how nerdy I am. Like
I right over there, the entire collection. So yeah, all on Blu-ray, even the new
series. Same here.
Yeah, up top.
Yeah, right.
Boom. Made it weird. Okay. I made it weird. Anyhow, but no, so that's your background. It's mainly like Samurai Jack and everything.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, without Toonami, I was kind of into the Sailor Moon a little bit. Just a little bit.
Sailor Mars is my girl, man. I love Sailor Mars. She like is like the witch of the entire group. She's hot as hell. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, like I was only watching for perverted reasons, but I
mean, I was too, so it's okay.
So do you guys want the like waifu pillows or something? Is that what your guys' Christmas gift should be from me to you guys?
How do you know I don't have it already?
I got a kid. I don't think I could have that kind of stuff.
You are a father now. You gotta be responsible.
I have to be responsible.
We both gave great answers, I think. Okay, cool. But like, so when your uncle gave you the sneakers, like, how old were you? If you don't mind me, just give a refresher, like ballpark.
I had to been like 9 or 10. I had to been like around 9, 10. So
it was around the same time. Cool. And so like, this is an overarching question, but like it's such as I was preparing for this episode, I was thinking like, this is a very big part for a lot of guys. Like we typically don't. Now it's changed. I would say guys have a lot more style, at least in most like celebrities and social media and everything. But when you're a kid, it's less, especially if you're most guys when they're kids, they typically are like, well, we just like, if we wear the clothes because they fit and kind of go about our day. Like sneakers is one area that we can accessorize and do more things about. So my question is, what can you delve into that more? Like, do you agree with that? Do you like see it as a form of early accessorizing, or is it just like fun to do and that's why you do it?
Like I would say I grew up with a lot of older cousins.
Gotcha.
They were in high school when I would be hanging out with them. So just from what they would told me how to dress and, how to, I guess, get girls your attention, it's the shoes. Your shoes have to be fresh. And like, and I had my mom, she kind of gave me the rundown how girls check you out. So that's how I kind of like.
It's actually kind of awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's how I kind of like, started at a young age accessorizing and, making certain things look good on me and not just be wearing stuff just to wear it. So I kind of have to give that to my mom and my cousins. They kind of like,
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would say too. Yeah, I mean, just like what you said, I feel like sneakers It's more than just the accessory now. I feel like they're the essential piece of the outfit. Like you can see, you know, the dopest sneakers and like kind of, you know, I'm still trying to work within the world of fashion, but it seems like you wear like the most basic of outfits with you know, the most hype sneakers, and you know, you're going to be praised on social media, you're going to get all the likes. So, you know, you could wear a plain black tee and, you know, some well-fitting jeans with, you know, some Jordan 1s, and you know, as long as they're like the hottest shoe right now, you're going to get likes. And then to his point too, some of the shoes, you know, you got to keep them pristine, you have to keep them clean.
Yes.
And
Yeah. So like, there's like, I was looking at this, and my brother was trying to get me like, look at these sneakers, and I'm like, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, where do I buy them? He's like, oh, you know, you have to bid for them, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like my immediately my like interest, I was like, no, I don't want to bid for. I just wanted the sneakers. Give me the sneakers. But like, there's hundreds of dollars that are paid for it. It's maintenance. I mean, this kid, I video chatted with him during the shutdown, and you go down to his if you don't mind me saying this, like
it's well documented.
You go down to his basement, and there's just like a fucking bat cave of shoes that are right there. It's amazing.
He must have more now.
There's it looks like you just went to Home Depot, got a drill just for that job, and drilled a bunch of like placeholders for all of his sneakers. And I'm like, there's a part of me that wants to like grow really small and jump on top of all of them, and just because like play a platformer, because that's how many of you have up there.
I mean, it definitely got to the point now that if you're someone looking out, it's like, wow, 100 shoes, that's excessive. But then like it's sneakerhead culture, I feel like that's it, you only got 100. Like, you can tell me if I'm wrong, like, because I would say that you have a very impressive amount of shoes too, and like you're even getting your son in it, because like I just commented on your photo the other day. His kid has on like Yeezys that are like adult sizes, like $300-$400, and I'm just like, man, you starting them early, man. That's dangerous.
You're a good dad. Damn.
He's doing it himself. He asks me because he sees all my shoes, and to this day, I've been saying it since I was in high school. The hardest part of my day is picking out the shoes to wear. Like, no matter the outfit, it's the shoes. And when I get ready to go drop him off or go hang out with his, you know, cousins or everything, I'm looking for the best shoe to wear. So I might have one pair of shoe on. I walk around in it. I have like this giant mirror in my house, and I go to this mirror and I, you know, pose in it, you know. And he sees me. He sees all this. So he's like, I want cool shoes too. Like, you know, he was wearing regular kid shoes, light up shoes. He didn't want Paw Patrol shoes or Power Ranger shoes. He wanted Yeezys and Nikes. And I was like, but you're a kid, dude. Enjoy being a kid, you know?
How old is he? What's his name?
He's 4. Malachi. His name is his name's Malachi. Yeah. He's 4 years old.
It's a great name. Love it.
I mean, 4 years old is like really early, because I mean, just to go back to like even my upbringing, it was definitely all like shoe carnival shoes, and like it took me a long time to care about sneakers. But also to your other point, it seems like even though we have so many shoes, it's like if you're not feeling that sneaker for the day, then you're just, you know, you could be down there for a long time trying to put together an outfit. If you like don't have the right shoe. So
and I'll change my outfit just to, you know, get that right kind of feel, especially on the jeans. You want the jeans to fall perfectly on the shoes. It's kind of a pet peeve. Or if I'm wearing, you know, shorts, the socks have to look right with the shoes. It's a lot.
It is a lot to go into it. But yeah, with the StockX thing, it was kind of crazy to see. But I think for me, since I'm kind of a later sneakerhead, like I, you know, got really into it back in like 2015, 16. So like, I think StockX and GOAT were kind of already on the rise at that time. So I kind of was already used to the fact that it's hard to get some shoes, and some shoes aren't going to be available by conventional means. So I don't know for you if you like, coming up, being younger, getting into sneakers, if you kind of noticed the shift and was like, what the fuck is happening? Or if you were like, oh, I saw this coming. I don't know if you can speak to that at all.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I saw it coming. Man, just from back in the day, like, because it got dangerous standing in line for shoes, that got dangerous because it used to be a store I used to go to with my cousins. It was called Gus. He was downtown. He had this giant shoe store. He had all the shoes. People standing in line for these shoes. And I'll never forget, I was with my cousin. He was getting, they released Jordan 11s every Christmas. And I remember standing in line with him, and I'm just like, I don't feel safe, being here because like the guy named Gus, he would come out and he would yell out what sizes he had left, and people would be like so upset. And like I even said something to my cousin. I remember I was like, this should be a more safer way to get tennis shoes than standing in this long line. So coming, seeing how StockX and GOAT and other, sneaker like Flight Club, they have websites, seeing that, I would say is more safer and more effective more. I mean, you kind of have to bid on the shoe, but if you got money, you just hit buy and go about your business like that. If you got the money for it.
Yeah.
Props to those people.
Right.
But I would say StockX and GOAT is more safer. It's way more safer. You still at home. If you miss the release day, you could just hop on StockX and you can have a bidding war like for about 2 hours, and then that person be like, all right, cool, I'll take the price. And you in a way you can be satisfied in a way,
That's another thing I've definitely noticed, like, of course, it's like, as you're describing that, I was thinking of all of like the big sales they have for like Black Friday, and like people literally dying to get like a not even great TV. And and then hearing this, but like now it's all like Cyber Monday, and now you can buy it all, especially with the pandemic passing or transforming. I don't know what it is at this point. It's just it's there. And now StockX and GOAT are around. I often see like Lance posting on Instagram stories like, he's like, I did not get the shoes today, and it's just, it shows you like, and I'm like, oh man. And I always think like, how much did you get in the bidding war for it? How much did you like last for it? And so does it, like, is it just a bidding war, or do you actually like put in a request, and do they let you know if you get it? Like, how does that work for most people?
I think what you're referring to is the sneakers app, which every sneakerhead has, stayed up many a nights crying because they haven't gotten their shoe. So what differentiates a sneaker app from GOAT and StockX, these bidding sites, is sneakers app is like, you go in there and you're basically, like you said, putting in a request to buy the shoe. Like, this isn't even like, the way it works now is like, you're waiting in line and it's like, all right, if we pick you, then you buy the shoe at the retail price. If we don't pick you, then too bad, so sad. And it's like, all these bots, like people using bots to like buy multiple pairs, buy up all the stock. And, with recent allegation, we don't even know how they're picking people to get the shoes. Like, there's no real concrete way. So yeah, it's
just like a random lottery, essentially. Like, they're just kind of going like that.
Yeah.
God, that must be frustrating. Okay.
Like, to put it in like a nerd term, imagine like, if comic books were like back in the day, like you couldn't just go out and buy, the new Spider-Man issue. You had to put in a request to say, maybe you can buy it, maybe you can't. So I think, just imagine if comic book worked on that lottery system.
No, God. So you don't lose any money requesting it, do you?
No.
Okay, that's what I was wondering about, because I was like, you can't win either way then. Like, good God, that would have been horrible. Okay, that's a little better then. Okay, cool. When would you say that this kind of started? Like, when did you say sneakers started getting really big? this is a bit of a pivot, but I was curious about this. Like
Oh,
in general in America, like when you, or the world, you know, honestly, because like the cursory research I did was like some say the 70s, some say the 90s. It's kind of up in the air.
Hmm.
that's a good. I honestly, and I guess in my era, I don't know back then. Around the era of us growing up, I would say the sneaker like it got big. I want to say when Kanye West dropped his first Air Yeezys.
Gotcha.
I feel like that's when the sneaker world, everyone started paying attention to the sneaker world, and it just took off from there.
Even
I would say
before like Jordan, Lee Hughes and everything. Like
I
even
feel like yeah, I wouldn't. You know, you had collectors that was collecting back then, but I feel like it wasn't as popular as it is now.
gotcha. Okay.
Say that, yeah.
I would say I think it was popular back in the day, like in the 90s with Jordan, but I think it was like solely Jordan. That's what people wanted. And I could be completely wrong. But I feel like it was just Jordans. I feel like with Kanye West, to Ahmad's point, when he came, you know, he was introducing fashion into like the rap culture and, you know, like growing up, especially in the Black culture, like you wanted to dress and look like your favorite rapper. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, you borrowed a lot of fashion tastes from them. So they kind of decided what brands were cool, what brands weren't. And then they kind of decided what sneakers are cool and what sneakers aren't. And I think we saw like a lot of diverse like sets of shoes. It wasn't just Jordans, even though I feel like Jordan is still like the number one brand as far as you wear this, then it's instantly like I would say you're in the culture, but you must have some type of knowledge of sneakers to like choose these particular set of Jordans. Like, because it's still like even to this day, there are certain Jordans that you absolutely cannot wear, and maybe we'll get into that later. But yeah, I would say definitely. I think Kanye West was a good precursor to like introducing fashion into like just culture and like making all these different types of shoes cool.
I actually want to hear more about the what you shouldn't wear. Sorry, what you shouldn't wear. But keeping on the point with Kanye West, because like he definitely sometimes, and like Lance and I have talked about this off air a bunch of times when we're just chilling. Like sometimes I think he's like, oh wow, he's like really done. He changed the rap game. He's changed American culture. He's done so many things like that. And then other times I hear him talking, I'm like, what are you doing? Like what is going on? And like I legitimately worry about him. Like what is? I don't know what's like, he says things that just make me go like, I feel like you need help, or I feel like you need to do this and do that. And other times I'm like, that was the most brilliant thing I've ever heard. Like it's completely 180 every time I go. But the big thing that I remember was I mentioned this earlier was like when Run DMC started coming on the scene, and one way to really connect with their fans. So this is early 90s, late 80s kind of thing. They were wearing like the snapback hats, black t-shirts, and Adidas shoes. And because like it was super popular back then, it was just one way to connect with their fans. And I feel like Kanye West was like the next big influence after that to take it and run and do a really good job with it. And he's a fantastic producer. He knows how to lay down beats really well. And the fact that they can combine so many fields within rap culture and their business just is a credit to just really good. It's genius, honestly. I don't have other words for it. It's really impressive. So
yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
No, I was waiting for you. Go for it. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right, to be honest with me. What he, what you say about Run DMC, that, like their whole ordeal is crazy with the Adidas, not having shoestrings in the Adidas, and Adidas actually, release an anniversary for them like almost every year, I believe, of the shoe. I believe.
I think I heard about that too.
And because it's such a big highlight of the world, if you mention Run DMC, you automatically think of the Adidas. Shell toes.
Walk this way.
Walk this way. Yeah. But that's huge. I would say about Kanye West, he can be kind of, I wouldn't call him crazy. I wouldn't call him that.
Yeah, I don't want to call him crazy because it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. But some stuff he does say is kind of off the wall, and you kind of just scratch your head a little bit. And just like, oh, all right, okay, I just like, okay, all right, oh, sorry.
Have you? No, I mean, just to keep on Kanye just for a little bit longer. Have you felt that way about his recent like fashion and sneakers? Because I'm pretty sure you saw that Gap release, the Yeezy Gap line, and then it's like a hoodie that you could kind of. Okay, I mean, like we could call it what it is. You could, like a hoodie you could kind of get at Walmart, and then they're reselling it for like $200-$300. So I mean, if that doesn't tell you how influential Kanye is, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, speaking about that hoodie, I tried. Oh my god, that was a sad morning. I woke up at 5 a.m. just to get the hoodie. Did not get it. I was highly upset. But I was just gonna say, I think there's some things I've just learned to leave alone. Like, I don't stand a chance. Yeah, I've done the same. But I don't know. I had like this kind of feeling. Oh, I'm gonna win. Yeah. But going, with your question, some stuff. I know I recently ordered his new little knit shoes. That was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Like when the shoe is a bad mistake, you kind of close your eyes and hit buy. Yeah. That's kind of what it did with those.
Just to bring Kunaal into it, there's certain sneakers like, and like Ahmad said, like, I've just hit buy on, and it was like automatic. Like, why did I buy these? Like, sometimes I get it. Sometimes it has to happen until I like get them in hand or put them on feet, and I'm like, why did I get these? But so
that was going to be one of my next questions. Like, I feel like sometimes it's a racket. I mean, like, you could argue that almost everything we consume is a racket, like from Pokemon cards to sneakers, or like how many like Pokemon games that they are making. And after a while, I just stopped buying after like the Game Boy Advance because I'm like, this is ridiculous. I have to buy a new like system every 3 years for it. It's not worth it. For me, it wasn't worth it for me. Do you feel like it's a racket? Like, do they have like I've heard that you can buy certain shoes after like bidding for them and everything, and then you wear them and like they last for maybe like a week or something, or they just end up not being like really high quality as such like that. Have you really run into that? Or
I've had, especially with Jordans. I honestly stopped wearing Jordans after I got a pair of what is it?
Because everyone loves Jordans.
I know it's crazy. It was a pair of Air Jordan 6, and I don't go past 5, but I was like, let's try it. I got a pair of Air Jordan 6. I forgot which one there were. I think it was the hairs, or no, infrared. Yeah, infrared, the newer ones.
Okay. I think I saw those. Yeah.
I was just upset. It was more like the fact that the quality of the shoe, that the materials, it just felt ruggish and like lazy and just like straight to the point. Like, oh, we're gonna throw this, mass produce it and just throw it to you.
Right.
I did not even wear them. I sold them right then and there.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just upset. And I made it to this day. I was like, every time Jordans come out, I'm just done wearing Jordans. So I made a commitment not to wear Jordans no more.
I hear it. Like, I've heard about that too, and I can't believe I'm going to ask this question, but like the old man in me wants to know: do you ever put insoles in any of the shoes that you buy, like orthopedic insoles, just to make it better for your feet? Or not so much?
I've done that with a couple of pair of shoes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So all is not lost for me to get in the game. Very good.
It's more.
Go ahead.
I was saying that the Tempur-Pedic, not Tempur-Pedic, but the sole.
Same deal.
Yeah, the sole. Putting the sole into the shoe. I mostly wear those with designer shoes because some are not meant to wear all day. Some are just like take a picture and take them back off. You can't wear them all day. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay. If it's cool with you guys, I would like to get into more detail about certain sneakers that I thought would be like a good, top 5 for beginners, to help our buddy Kunaal out.
Actually, no one can see that in the background.
So, I kind of thought pretty hard about it, and I kind of thought about like the way things are currently in 2021. I had to think about it because 2020 was weird. So I thought about what's kind of popular now and what I still kind of see out and about. But I thought, like, what is something, like, if I would get into sneakers right now, what would be the ones that I would tell somebody, like, hey, these are the ones you kind of want to go with to kind of help get that confidence in a way. And Ahmad, since you're the sneaker guy as well, chime in if you disagree or
Gotcha.
if you any experience you had with these shoes.
All right.
I will be taking notes.
So my first shoe I picked is going to be from the Vans brand. So I'm thinking low top Vans, high top Vans. I think I know it's originally a skate shoe, but I feel like for a beginner, it's a good sneaker to kind of start out. It's versatile. You can wear them anywhere. You can beat them up and they still have that, like that cool kind of feel to them. Like you don't have to worry too much about cleaning them.
Yeah.
So you and Vans, I know you've had a bunch of Vans in the past.
Oh yeah, I've ran through Vans a lot, like a lot. I've kind of, I don't want to sound bougie, but I kind of
dude, bougie it up, man. Like everyone has a hobby, everyone has something they pay money into. I pay way too much for martial arts. You pay a lot for shoes. Fall into it. It's all good.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't wear the typical Vans anymore. I wear Volt Vans now. There's more higher quality in the shoe and they last longer. So when I walk around with a pair of Vans, they like, what kind of Vans are those? I'm like, oh, these are the Volt Vans. Because the sole on the shoe is much higher. The quality, like you get your regular pair. The quality is way much better. It's actually pony hair, I believe. I believe it's pony hair. There's more quality. Yeah, there's more quality into the shoe, and you can actually see the work of the shoe instead of the regular one. I try to put 2 to 2 together, and it's like the Volt Vans is way more thicker and heavier than the regular consumer one. Yeah. So I would say Vans. It depends on the Vans. Slip-ons, not really.
Yeah, I was leaving them off. I was like, if you're at home lounging around, once you get comfortable, yeah, you can get with the slip-ons, but with like that low, like that classic black one that's low, and then they got the high version of it. I think those are really good, like beginner sneakers.
Yeah, those are the go-to. Yeah, and you can wear those. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was like, with those, you can dress them up, you can dress them down. You can, want to wear like a tie with them. They look perfect with them, like
Okay, so they're good for they're like button-down shirts. You can wear them to the office and also to a party. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I was going to interjecting earlier because I was wondering like what kind of shoes do you wear at home, or like because I've noticed a lot of my POC friends, we have this understood like shared understoodness of like taking off your shoes when you come into someone's house, because like the Funk Brothers said it the best: toys, take off your shoes. I go to my other like most of my white friends and they would like just have the worst carpets just because it's just all over the place. Like, do you take off shoes and have shoes for the home as well?
Yeah,
or not?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Thanks.
Of course. Continue.
Right. So a little disagreement right off the back, but that's cool. Nothing I didn't see coming. So the next one I pick is kind of like a wild card, but hear me out on it. It's the New Balance 550. The ones that just, they kind of had this resurgence.
Yeah.
I just really like the look. For me,
I did too. Yeah.
Like New Balance has been like up in their game in recent years. not only with the 550s, but like the 990s, the 992s. There's just like a lot of good New Balances out there. But these give me the vibe of, like like depending on the color, but like an all white Air Force One or a Adidas shell toe. They kind of feel like they came from that era where it's good for sneakerheads, but it has crossover appeal. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if you got that feeling when you looked at the shoe, or if you even picked up a pair, because I know I got a pair from Champs not too long ago actually.
Oh yeah, I've been digging into New Balances pretty well. I've been liking their shoes lately. I would say for a first time sneaker, I wouldn't say go off the back and get New Balances. Like I feel like New Balances is for people that's been in the sneaker game for too long. They don't really have to impress nobody no more. Like you can tell they got tennis shoes. If you see them walking around with a New Balance on, it's like, oh, this must be their lazy day,
Right. Like if if I see you, I know you had the Jordans, you had the Adidas one day, and then all of a sudden you break out the New Balances. I'm like, okay, but it's like a subtle flex in a way.
Yeah.
With some of the New Balances.
Yeah. That's how I see New Balances. Yeah.
Okay. A little more disagreement, but I like it. So the next one I picked, and these last three are going to be kind of Nike heavy. Sorry, I'm a little biased, but the Air Max 90. Now I feel like that's a classic shoe.
Yeah.
A lot of colorways, a lot of different ways you can depend on, because everybody has their own favorite color, right? Or you can get the colorful ones to kind of match your style. You can kind of get something a little less flashy and kind of rock it that way. Any Air Maxes on your side? Do you wear any Air Maxes?
I actually don't own a pair of Air Maxes.
Okay.
I don't. I think they're a very beautiful shoe. Like, I honestly feel like I don't even know what to wear with them. I feel like that's why I don't have a pair. But yeah, I would definitely say Air Maxes. That's a good shoe to go with for first time, sneakerheads, because it's something about the shoe. The silhouette of it is so classy, and they just look so clean. They look clean. Like those like one of those shoes that you have to scrub with with a toothbrush. Or
that
something.
one, the maintenance has to be very high. I remember in high school it was like highly popular, and in the early 2000s and everything. And you said silhouette, and I would never forget everyone having like the classic Airman silhouette of him like jumping with the ball and everything in the back of the heel or stuff like that. So yeah, they're definitely classic. You can't miss them. I'm not even in sneakerhead, and maybe one day, but even I know like that brand, which is speaks to its presence, honestly. So
good choice for a first timer, you think?
Oh yeah. And the price is amazing too.
I think
they're not even 200. They're like 110 or 103 or something like that. Yeah.
I was about to say
music to my ears.
I would say on the retail side, like there's so many of them that are still like not like a hype shoe that you could get at a really good price. And even when I bought the infrared Air Max 90s and even the bacon Air Max 90s.
Oh, you got those? Oh,
yeah, man. I did. I pulled the trigger on them.
Man.
They weren't.
Like do they smell like bacon?
No, they don't smell like bacon.
Killing pigs for the shoe.
No, I mean, if you get way deep into sneaker culture, you find out like all of them have code names, like the bacons, waffles, like all types of different things.
Yeah, scrambled eggs in there.
Maybe.
They probably do.
Probably. But
now I'm just hungry.
But even on the resale market, they're not like terrible. They're not Jordans, so you're not paying over like 200 for them. So all right, good. So moving on is a little bit harder shoe to get, and but I think it has that crossover appeal to where you don't have to be a sneakerhead to wear them, and that's the Nike Dunks.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
oh man,
if we really think about it as a first time sneakerhead, like I feel like the silhouette is like, it's a simple silhouette, but for whatever reason, blame Travis Scott, blame Kardashian, blame whoever you want to blame, but like blame But I feel like that's like such an easy shoe for you to just put on with an outfit, and then you're done. Like you're good. You're golden.
Yeah.
So, any experience with dunks? I know you had to have, right? Any SB dunks?
I've had a couple of pair of I don't know if you guys remember Jamestown Mall.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
before
forever.
Before Journeys, it used to be called Underground.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there as a kid and I would see dunks, all on the wall. And I remember I got the Jamaican flag color ones. I still have them to this day. They're beat up, but those, like, to me, I feel like dunks are it's a classic shoe, but I feel like everyone they played it out too fast because they brought it back. Back then, it wasn't as big. You see someone with some dunks, you'd be like, oh, okay, you got dunks on. And, that they're back out, because back then, dunks used to just be $100, $100. That's it. Now they're going, they're like, almost $300, going for $1,000 basically.
Yeah, like the right dunk is like $1,000, and like even the chunky dunky dunks that were like based off the Ben and Jerry's are like $5,000, $6,000.
Having a hard pass on that. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You couldn't wear them with an outfit. I couldn't tell you what to wear with them, but like everybody were after that shoe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I was so excited when they said dunks. I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then I'm not paying $5,000 for a shoe. I like 300 is my limit. So like that's a lot for me. So.
I think 300 you'll find a dunk, like maybe one of the subtler colorways, like a black and white one, like the panda dunks. I think they're not going too high.
And let's also be honest, I'm never gonna dunk at all with my size. So I'm just gonna unless like the hoop is like 3 feet shorter, and I'm like, then I'm dunking every day. But it's not happening.
They were actually created for skateboarding. So.
Yeah, they were originally created for skateboarding.
So they were. I feel like at least 2 of these shoes on this list were like a part of skateboarding culture, like the Vans and the Dunks.
Vans I've definitely heard of being for skater culture.
Yeah.
And that's something you touched on in the very beginning. Like a lot of these sneakers kind of come from. So it's kind of not just counterculture, but like skateboarding was a big part of counterculture. Now it's like, okay, cool, you're a skateboarder. Now it's the Olympics. Like, it's like, and I heard beatboxing just got in maybe this year or a couple years ago.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, of all things, or breakdancing. I think breakdancing.
Oh, okay, okay, that's cool.
I was like, I meant breakdancing, but like, but yeah. Anyhow, what's your number 5?
So number 5, drum roll. I mean, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's kind of obvious. We kind of talked about it a lot today already. The Jordans. I feel like, I mean, the same as the Dunks, right? Like, well, I actually was split between 2 because the Jordan 1 high, we have to put emphasis on that because, well, it's a little bit up for debate now because I've heard like the mids some people are like, they're okay. Some people are like, they're not. But the Jordan 1 highs, I feel like they've been around forever. They have like almost every colorway under the sun, depending on how you feeling. Some aren't reselling for crazy. Some are still sitting on shelves. And I don't know. I feel like that's a shoe to where you don't have to be like a hardcore sneakerhead anymore to rock a Jordan 1. And then the other Jordan that I was split on was like the Jordan 4, just because in recent years, it seems like it's the Jordan 4, 3, and the 5 that they keep re-releasing each year. Like there are different colorways. Like you're going to at least get like 5 or 6 Jordan 4s before the year is over. So I feel like it's too available not to be a possibility for someone new to sneaker culture. And even if you're trying to get into Jordans, I would say, the 1s and the 4s are kind of like the safe go-tos without going too far into like different different numbers, or you get lost and then you're wearing team Jordans and then you get made fun of, and we don't want that. So and I know you talked about it, you don't wear Jordan too much anymore, but am I too far off in saying the Jordans are
actually yeah, like what was it, Saturday? I went to the mall for the first time since the pandemic and everything. It was just new to me.
Like the Galleria, or like which one?
Where did I go? Yeah, we went to West County.
West
Went to
County,
West
okay.
County.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't go to the Galleria. It was too packed or something. But yeah, it was my first time in the mall, since 2019.
Weird, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
From what I saw, was the hottest thing all the kids are wearing now are the dirty Forces, like Air Force Ones. They're all were wearing that. A few was wearing Air Jordan Ones, and then a lot of them were wearing the fours, like you said, Air Jordan 4s. So I mostly saw Air Force Ones, Air Jordan 1s, and Air Jordan 4s. The most out of everyone. Besides, you had the few that was wearing Ultra Boosters. But it was new to me. I was like, wow, I didn't know, people were really, in depth with this stuff. And I'm seeing, kids walking around with these on. I'm like, they probably don't even know what they're wearing right now. Like they just have them on because it was hot,
That's what I guess that's the point I would get into was like you see the kids, you see the girls that you kind of, I'm not, dissing, but it kind of seems like, you're not really in this for your boyfriend picked them out, or they were cute and you bought
or
them.
you saw them on TikTok,
Exactly. So that's what I was meaning about, like this. Other than the sneaker culture, there seems to have this really crossover. Some of these sneakers are really crossing over into the other cultures and other interests.
We were just talking about before we started recording, like we're really turning to those old men at this point, because and you're laughing already because you already know where I'm going with this. Like I was flicking around on my phone he came and over, and I was like, I am as old as a TV show. I am as old as Highlander, like the TV series, which is ridiculous. It's 29 years now. And like, we're totally going around. I was like, these kids, they don't know what they're wearing, walking around with these shoes that they don't understand the history behind it. I'm like, fuck, we're old now. But like the only way we can do is just like, lean into it at this point. But what are your top? What's the top ones on your off the top of your head? What's your top kind of pairs that you like, essentially?
All right. Top of my head. Oh man, I've grown as a sneakerhead. Oh man. My top was top 5 or
whatever you want to do. Yeah. Top 5. Yeah.
My top 5 shoes. They're not as hype. I don't really wear a lot of hype shoes no more.
That's even better.
Yeah, I mostly go for like grails, like just archive shoes now. I would still say Air Jordan 1s are, with the brands of Royals. Those are only 2 that I go for. You only see me wearing. That's number 1. No, I would say that's number 5. Okay. Number 4 would have to be, always and forever Air Jordan 3s. I don't wear them no more, but
you respect it.
Yeah, I respect it. Number 3 will have to be Adidas Sombras. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Adidas Sombra,
like as a shadow. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been wearing those a lot lately. Let's say number 2 will have to be more of like it's a designer brand, Fear of God. I'm mostly wear most of his shoes, Jerry Lorenzo's. And number 1, like I'm starting to get into, is Rick Owens. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Yeah. So Ahmad is getting into like some luxury brands. With those last 2. Yeah, you definitely got to dig deep into the piggy bank.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't go for those right off the bat, but if you're feeling adventurous, then by all means. Like sometimes I'll look at some of these things in my post and I'm like, oh, what are those? Those are nice. And I look at them and then I look at the price and I'm like, I'm cool. But those work for you. Like your style, your brand, like I love it for you, but for me, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill.
And you're just gonna put your debit card. You're gonna put your debit card back into
Right.
your pocket as you do.
Listen, Jerry Lorenzo, he does look like he has a lot of good stuff. I think I got maybe one or two of his less hype Nike collabs, but he is a good designer. Rick Owens too. I've seen a lot of stuff that I like from him. But one thing we haven't mentioned before we get away from the list, and I don't know if we want to honorable mention them or how you feel about them, but the Yeezys, how do you feel about them? Like right now, what place did you see them in?
Because we brought him up a bunch, so like I feel like they might be important.
I would say with the kids,
he's
number one. He's number one. He's number one with the kids. I see a lot of kids in the 350s.
Yeah,
and there's so many colors.
Yeah, at this point, it's a lot of colors.
It's a lot of colors.
Like the Yeezy 350s. If you look those up, it's kind of it kind of got into that space of the Air Force One, Adidas shell toes almost, because it's where it's like, everybody's wearing them. Dad's wearing them, daughter's wearing them, kids wearing them. Like to your earlier point,
I was gonna say my dad has like 2 pairs of 350s.
Okay.
I was like, right,
So it's like he's styling a little bit. Dad got the outfits.
Yeah, my mom has a pair. My grandma has a pair of 350s because they're comfortable. Like they're extremely comfortable on my feet. They're light. Yeah.
You were talking about orthopedic shoes. Like you would not need insoles for Adidas. I mean, for the Yeezy 350s. I guarantee.
My home shoes. I'll just wear them at home. Right. Or maybe I have 2 pairs, one for the home and just one for like Yeezy jump in all the time, man. Yeezing it up after that. It's gonna be great.
All right. So I mean that's our list. That's what we, hopefully we can decipher some of these things for you to kind of check out.
Sure.
I think there's a lot of good things in there. Before we let you go, we kind of talked about it off air, and I know I got a couple items from you. You had started your own clothing line. And you're even wearing the hoodie now, one of your hoodies.
Yeah.
So can you delve into a little bit about it, about what's going on?
Because this comes like right in connection to like accessorizing and just looking good and grooming yourself. So you got the brand Apollo 92.
Yeah, Apollo 92. Apollo 92 is my brand. It evolved from previous Lance Snow from high school. The other brands I've had, it's basically the same brand, but it evolves every century or whatever, every year.
That's actually pretty awesome. I like that. Yeah.
Apollo 92. I wanted to make, because like I know kids, they want they see you rocking Nikes and they can't really afford it. So I wanted to make like a kind of a hype hoodie t-shirt kind of deal at affordable prices, like $12, or $10. I wanted to make it affordable so everyone can, walk around with cool stuff on, at least I guess to me it looked cool, but I don't know if everybody else felt the same. But I wanted, everyone to feel, cool. They look cool in a way. If their parents can't afford the most, nice shoes, at least they got like a nice hoodie and t-shirt. I almost got into sweatpants as well.
Like you can invest in the shoes, but like you can get this in the meantime.
But you can get this in the meantime. I started getting, once I got the hoodies and t-shirts, I was thinking, let's get into sweatpants. Let's get into some shorts. So they can have the matching set. And I got in contact with this woman. I don't want to put her name out there or anything, but I got in contact. She hit me up in my DMs on Instagram. She was like, "Oh, I love your brand. It looks cool. Hey, I have a brand too. I do this, I do that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I met with her. She showed me her factory, the whole nine. She looked legit. She had business cards and everything. me and her sat down and, you know, I actually have like 2 pairs of sweatpants I made with her. You know, we made those and I was like, okay, well, she was like, you're gonna have to make these pretty expensive. And I was like, no, that's not the brand. I was like, Apollo 92 is, you know, we're not gonna make it expensive. She was trying to make the sweatpants like $300. And I was like, no, we're not doing
this. This is not Lululemon. So
no, I was
we're
like,
gonna pass.
Right. I was like, they can be $20. I don't care. I can put more money into the, you know, so they can be $20 or whatever. So, you know, me and her going back and forth, you know, she was like, okay, we can make production. We can start doing it. So, okay, I heard very large sums of money, like a lot. Sent it to her. She was sending me pictures of, okay, this is how they gonna look. Is it better if we do this and do that? And then one day, did not hear from her. Then again, like I'm saying, me and her would talk every day. We was talking every day, sharing ideas. And one day she just blocked me, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even on PayPal, just blocked me off. So I drove to this, you know, the factory, her little factory she had. It was closed down. Like it was a lock on the door, everything. Like looked inside, no lights, everything was completely empty. And I was like, I just got played.
Oh man.
I just got played. And it hurt. It hurt really bad. It hurt. Like I almost to the point I started crying. But
dude, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm kind of over it. But yeah, it was kind of like a wake-up call. And I was like, you can't really trust everyone. And like when someone say, oh, they want to help with your business, it's best that you just do it yourself and you know, don't get outside help because some people, you know, just see you as weak or whatever. But yeah, that and you know, that was the reason why, you know, Apollo 92 is kind of on pause right now. Cause that was a lot of money I gave her. And like I I called the police and everything. I gave her you know, name. Come to find out that wasn't even her real name. Yeah, so it was like you can't even find her. And I was like, wow, that sucks. But yeah, that's the reason why Apollo 92 is kind of on pause right now.
Gotcha.
But it will be back. I want to say the spring of 2022 will be back. Yeah.
I mean, just like Apollo's the sun god in the Greeks.
Yeah.
Right? So sun rose. It's setting right now, but it will rise again.
It will rise again.
It will rise again. The sun has to rise again. It's going to happen.
That's actually one of the quotes on the website. I was like, the sun will rise again. You know, just to be kind of nerdy, I guess.
No, embrace it. You're on the right podcast if you're doing that, if you're talking about that, trust me. But yeah, man, like it sucks. But you have the right mindset about it. And anytime, whenever it comes back online, would love to like throw you shout outs out here and there. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want the name Apollo on their show? Like either it's going to be Apollo Creed or the sun god. For me, it's both. So I'm down.
Sure.
Yeah. So to kind of put the button on all this, any final questions about the sneaker culture in general or anything before we get out of here?
I'm not really sure. I would have to do a lot of research on my own just to be like, you know, kind of look at pictures, kind of go from there. I could go in the field because I am annoying as hell when it comes to shoe shopping. I've been told by both of my parents, like this is why I shop for shoes on my own now. I would definitely say like, what do you say to people who say you're wasting money on shoes? Because I feel like that might happen a lot.
Yeah, I hear a lot from my parents.
Yeah.
All I have to say is, but it's cool though.
Right. And like that goes to one of my I think that goes one of my earlier points. Like everyone has an expensive hobby or a hobby that takes a lot of money from them. And if you don't have something like that, it's if it's not this, it's going to be something else. And then people will say, why are you spending so much money on that? So it's kind of like you love it, you like having it. It's a vibrant field, it's an economy, it's ever changing, it's evolving. That was where I was looking for. And I think that's pretty awesome. I think that it connects people.
Yeah.
And immediately when you see someone who doesn't even speak the same language, like you're like, oh, you got the same shoes, or you appreciate like shoes in general. I think that's really cool, and it connects people. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. Last question for me. What are you checking for this holiday? I know there's going to be something that you're looking for, you're ready to buy come this holiday season.
Oh man, it's a lot. I have a list actually. It's a long list of shoes that I want to get before the holidays, for the holiday season. But I was gonna say I've kind of I don't know, like I've been retired this kind of whole time.
Oh, you've been retired?
I've been
play
retired.
that card? Okay.
Yeah, I've been
play
retired.
That card.
Yeah.
Every sneakerhead has a fake retirement, but there's always something. There's always something that's gonna bring them out. Bring out a retirement.
Yeah. I was saying I'm kind of retired right now.
Retirement just really means that I may get on sneaker app, I may not. And if I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
If I get it, I'm out of retirement. If I don't, then I'm still retired.
So it's like dating apps, essentially. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right now he's going through a breakup, but he'll be back.
I got into another hobby. It's a kind of another expensive hobby. It's collecting figures. Sheesh, that is a headache.
What kind of figures are we talking about?
Oh man, I got the whole Zack Snyder DC movie figures, WandaVision, Winter Soldier, and there's another expensive hobby I got into.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun.
Like I definitely say don't walk into a GameStop because you will spend all your money.
Oh yeah, that's how I started. I went in there and they had them all, and I was like,
literally,
all right, let's do it.
And they're really good. That's the crazy part. Like they're actually good. Yeah.
It's a headache trying to find certain characters. It's a lot. Yeah.
It can be.
Yeah, I guess there's not room for two expensive hobbies. That's fair. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you coming on. You were definitely entertaining. You definitely helped us compile this list together. One of my best friends. I appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us, and also being our first guest of 2021.
Hey, appreciate it.
So
that's true. And thanks for good to finally talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, thanks for helping me get some research done, and thanks for just fielding a bunch of random ass questions from a guy who knows like barely nothing about sneakers. So
it's all good.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming on, and love to have you again.
Oh yeah.
Talk about everything. Cool.
Yeah. Cool with me.
Cool. All right, let me.
Hey fan peeps, thanks for joining, and as always, we appreciate any feedback. You can follow us on our Facebook page, They Need a Hobby, and also at TNAH Pod on Instagram and Twitter.
Hopefully one day we'll find a hobby and maybe even be one of the cool kids. Peace.